morning. So ironically enough, about a year ago today, I did my first day in the life of a nurse practitioner video, and on the way home I was compelled to do another one, and I realized it was like exactly 1 year ago today. So here we are. Welcome back to my channel. So today is another day in the life of a nurse practitioner, and I'm gonna do a complete 8 hours. Of course, I chop it up just to kind of give you guys a different perspective, because I'm 1 year in now. So what I did, now when I first come, I clean my area. Sometimes I'm in different rooms, and because I'm not here every single day, I want to make sure that when I actually come to the room, I'm kind of starting off on like a clean slate. So just clean my room, just clean all my equipment. I'm gonna show you guys pretty much my list of patients, kind of like what I naturally do before I actually start seeing patients, and we're just gonna flow. All right, so here we go. I'm not showing any names. We have our list of patients here. Today I have a total of scheduled patients. I have 19 patients scheduled to be seen today. And as you guys know, I am per diem. So with me, I'm really getting frustrated with this camera today. But anyway, since I am per diem, I get my own patients, and I also get any walk-ins, because the other provider, she's already booked to her capacity. So sometimes in a day I could see maybe 12 patients, because some patients don't actually show. Sometimes I could see like up to like 20 something patients, depending on how many walk-ins I have and how many patients I'm able to kind of like quickly see. So I have 2 that are ready. One is here for lab results, and I'm not sure what the other one is here for, but let me start before they start like getting frustrated. So hold on a minute, let me just bring down my volume here. Sorry, Candy. Sorry, Escape. So one thing that I've noticed that's a little bit different in the way that I'm practicing now, is I'm a little bit more, I can't say assertive, but I know now how to be a little bit stern when I need to be, and when I need to kind of pull back. In the beginning, of course, it's like I was mainly just trying to not necessarily please patients, but I wasn't trying to like rock the boat. I wasn't trying to rub patients the wrong way. But now, if I need to be a little bit like assertive and a little bit like this is what we need to do, this is what it is, I know how to do that. So I had a patient who quite honestly, her diabetes is like extremely unmanaged. She is on oral medications for her blood sugar, and she is the type of patient that she doesn't want to come to get her labs drawn when they need to be drawn. She just wants you to send her metformin whenever she wants to send, and that's it. And that's not really how it works. Her A1C from the time that I initially saw her has gone nowhere but up. Like, it has never gone down. I think it went from 10 to 11 to 12. So now, most recently, she came into the office, had blood work drawn, and of course her A1C is elevated, right? So now I'm looking like, okay, Kim, let's be realistic here. You are not only a nurse in, you know, your other profession, or you know, on the other end of the spectrum, but you are also a provider. So when I'm looking at outpatient versus inpatient, my biggest thing is to let patients know that we want to keep you out of the hospital. That's the goal, and we don't want you to have to go to the hospital. So I had to sit down with her, and I was a little bit not necessarily stern, because that's not my style. I'm not screaming at her, I'm not getting hostile, but it wasn't to the point where I was like kikiing and like laughing with her about it. I'm like, listen, miss, from the time that I've been watching you or managing you, when I call you to get your labs drawn, you don't come. We leave messages, you don't respond. Meanwhile, you call me and leave me telephone encounters basically saying that you want me to send medications. That's not how it works. We need to find a way for us to actually get your blood sugar down to or to just kind of like manage your diabetes. So just exploring with her. I did like a cute little diabetes lesson with her. I'm gonna include like the acronym somewhere on the screen. I kind of did like the knives lesson with her, just explaining what diabetes does to the kidneys, to your nerves, how it can bring on infections or make infections worse. It can affect your vascular system, your eyes, your skin, just kind of going through it all. And then just explaining to her the different ways that diabetes can be managed. Of course, we would want insulin to probably be kind of like the last resort, but at this point, and that's another thing too, she doesn't want to be on insulin. She's like, I don't want to be on insulin. I don't want to be on insulin. I said, but understand that the medications that we've been giving you is not working. She's on metformin, 1000 BID. She's on glyphosate. And I can't remember the other thing that she's on. I don't want to have to like open the chart because I'm a little bit pressed for time. But just explaining to her, like, the medications is not the only thing. Like, what are you doing outside of here? Like, what exactly is going on? So then that's when we were able to kind of identify that she's actually seemingly a little bit in a funk. I won't say she's depressed, because that is a diagnosis that I myself am not licensed or qualified to put on a patient, but she has she's in a depressed state. Like, she has a little bit of like a little sadness going around, like a little gray cloud. And, you know, just kind of talking to her, she explained some of her family issues with me, and the way that she's compensating is by eating, right? So she tells me that, you know, I know I'm not supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z, but sometimes I'm alone more often than not, and I don't want to sit home and be by myself. So what I do is I just come outside, and like, just being outside, I get to see some of the fast food restaurants that we have around here, and I just buy whatever and I eat whatever. She goes, and I know that I'm not supposed to, but it's kind of like not a behavioral thing, but it's just like I just do it just to do it, and I regret it at the end. So we, from there, you know, I mean, she got a little, I mean, she's sad, so she got a little teary-eyed and stuff like that. And she's like, I really want you to give me another chance. Like, please, just don't put me on insulin, etc., etc. I said, this is what I would do. I wouldn't want you to be on insulin, but my thing is, I don't want you to be in a hospital, because I said I work in a hospital as well, and once you start going in for blood sugar that's out of control and stuff like that, I said, you're not going to be in and out of there in one day, honey. They're going to keep you there, because that's when other things are going to start manifesting, and it's just by the time you get to the hospital, it's just too far gone, in my opinion. So I said to her, I will give you a referral to see an endocrinologist. Okay, let him decide if he wants to put you on insulin, or if there's maybe another regimen. I asked her if she wants to see a nutritionist. I think she said no. She doesn't want to see a nutritionist, because she knows what to do. She just doesn't do it. So she said no to the nutritionist. I referred her to a psychologist as well. And I explained to her, like, even though I'm here and I'm here to listen to you, but I don't want you to kind of ball all your issues up inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, get somebody who will be willing to listen to you, and, you know, just kind of help decrease some of the sadness that you're experiencing. And, you know, in the end, we hugged. That's the nurse in me. In the end, we hugged, and she seems to appreciate my kind of like the approach that I took. And I know for sure that I'm gonna see her again, because she's always calling to speak to me or see me, and she actually comes here relatively often. And when she comes because she wants medication. She doesn't come to follow up with like the actual care plan, you know what I'm saying? But this time, you know, we created together, we created an actual plan and say, okay, so within the 3 months time frame, this is what you're going to be doing, this is where you're going to go, this is who you're going to speak with, this is how you're going to eat, and when you come back, before you come see me, let's schedule you to have your labs drawn first, and then when you come, we'll review everything and see how you're managing. So these are some of the things that have changed, really. I feel like I'm a little bit more in control of how I interact or how I kind of manage certain chronic conditions, because that's the thing, like with primary care, you're dealing with a lot of chronic things that you're managing. This is probably why you guys can't see. There's a privacy screen on here. Hold on. All right, perfect. So remember when I was telling you guys like the whole medication reconciliation thing is my biggest pet peeve. As you can see right here, right? Listener Pro 5. Listener Pro 5. Like, why doesn't somebody just discontinue this? Discontinue one of these so that it looks more, you know, cohesive. So that's what I'm about to do. I have another patient who's here right now for a regular routine checkup. So what I like to do first, before, especially to kind of cut down on time, I look at the chief complaint, and I'm gonna see if I can just block out things here. So it says routine checkup, right? So that's what we're here for. And this patient, if you could just read, you kind of have a sense of what the patient has a history of. Even though on our screen, on our system, it tells you a list of all of the diagnoses that we have listed for this patient. But before you even do that, just I'm saying, if you're smart, you already see you're on metformin. Obviously, you have high blood pressure issues. I mean, you have diabetes. If you have any of these medications here, you're gonna either assume that the diabetes, especially for the lisinopril or the amlodipine, you're gonna assume that this is for the is for renal protection, depending on how bad the diabetes is, or it's for hypertension. And if you have, is he on a statin? Yeah, statin, of course. Because normally patients at a certain age, depending on their blood glucose and how everything is managed, they are on a statin either for, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. I don't have to do a whole lesson here, but you're going to look at some of these things here and you can kind of clean up the chart and also pre-order what you think the patient's going to need. So this go around, I'm not going to draw any thyroid because I kind of don't do that unless you're symptomatic, unless I have it once. If it's good, it's good. If you're not symptomatic, I'm not going to keep on drawing it. So this is what we're going to be looking at for this patient here. Also with diabetes, you kind of want to always add a vitamin D at least every now and again, just to kind of see, because there is a correlation there. Just do your own research. Go to UpToDate, go to Medscape, go to the American Academy of Family Practitioners, AAFP, and you kind of just could get some knowledge on that. So these are what I'm going to be drawing today, and in addition to that, I pre-populated all of the medications that I think the patient may need, and we're just kind of going to go over everything and see what it is that he has enough of, what he needs. Whatever is not important, then we'll just remove it. So just having this already preset kind of expedites the whole process. So this patient will be coming back to me in like about a week or two, just to kind of review the labs, just to see how everything is going, and we're kind of gonna go from there.
Why this happens to me?
Do you want me to kind of go through the names and you'll tell me what you're taking?
Great. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So we have.
I take one for the cholesterol.
Okay. That's Lipitor, which is the atorvastatin.
Right.
Okay. So you take. Okay. Let me start from the top here because they have them mixed up
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Let's start from the top. Great.
Let's start from the top. Okay. Let's bottom up. Keppra. You take Keppra?
Yes.
For seizures, you take that twice a day.
The last time I had a seizure, that was.
So the time now is approximately 12 o'clock. Around this particular time, I try to figure out what I'm gonna do for lunch. I like to take lunch around 1. I feel like 12 o'clock is a little bit too early for me because I normally have a crazy morning rush between the hours of like 9 and 11. We see like the most patients because everybody wants to be seen first. Oh, hold on a second. Hello? Yes. No, I can see the patient now. I'll just go to lunch at 1. All right, cool. How ironic. Yeah, but normally I will see a large amount of patients or like a greater volume of patients between the hours of like 9 and 11 because everybody wants to be a priority. Everybody wants to come for like 5 minutes and be able to get to work. So that's when the rush is really, really crazy. And sometimes between the hours, I could say like 11 to 12, that's when I'm catching up on like closing my notes or just making sure like all the little codes and everything is put in, are put in. And my downtime starts to kind of slow down by like 12. So by 12 o'clock, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for lunch, and I go to lunch from 1 to 2, and then from 2 to about 4. By the time I come, patients are obviously here waiting. And then between the hours of, I could say like 4 to 5, that's when I'm doing basically the same thing again, going through all my notes, making sure everything is like up to date. If I didn't send anything like I promised the patients, I kind of catch up to it by the end of the day. So right now I have a 1 o'clock that came early, which I'm happy about. So by the time they process that patient, it'll probably be maybe around by like 12:15ish, maybe, like by the time they do the insurance and the patient goes to get triaged and stuff like that. So I'm not really hungry. I'm a little snacky, but I'm not like too hungry. I'm finding that because I'm more sedentary as compared to like me being on my feet for and like moving around, like in the hospital setting, I don't really have that great of an appetite when it comes to work. So if I have a large dinner or substantial dinner, breakfast is basically going to be something light. I might just do like a large coffee or a large tea, decaf coffee, a large coffee or a large tea, and like maybe, I don't know, like a croissant if I'm really like feeling exotic or something. And then by lunchtime I'm actually pretty hungry, so I can get some soup, I can get like a Subway sandwich or something, you know, something a little bit heartier than my other alternative, which is if I don't have a big dinner, breakfast is going to be a good breakfast. And then for lunch I'll probably just get like popcorn or something, like something just to kind of keep me sustained until I actually have dinner. So now that 30 is knocking on my door, guys, I can't be wilding out. All right, guys, it's drizzling and I don't have an umbrella. Do I? I probably might. But anyway, it's 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock-ish, about like 1:05, 1:10-ish. I got for lunch 2 shrimp egg rolls and iced tea. I mean, just something, you know, just kind of like satisfy. I want like a crunch. So normally around this time, I take my lunch in the car. I like to take that 1 hour to myself. Sometimes I cut my lunch short depending on how many patients I see in the waiting area, because though I do not get paid for lunch, but what's more important to me than having like a 1 hour lunch is actually getting out on time. And sometimes I feel like you gotta outweigh what's a priority at that particular moment. Sometimes if I'm extremely hungry, I'm just gonna take my lunch and whatever happens, happens. If I end up leaving a little bit later, I do. But I really like to leave at 5, the latest, maybe like 5:15. I'm not trying to push past when I need to be here. So around this time, I'm normally on my phone. So I'm either calling my boyfriend, I'm either texting a few of my friends or FaceTiming some of my friends who may have like availability around the same time, or I'm scrolling through the gram, probably spamming and just posting whatever. And most importantly, this is when I really catch up on my YouTube videos, because not the ones that I'm recording, but like I like to catch up on like watching other content creators' like, you know, videos and stuff like that, because it's like this is my own little time to de-stress. So today, since I looked at my panel, I don't have too many planned for the afternoon. When I looked in the waiting area, not a lot of people waiting, and right now I have nobody being triaged, so I'm taking my full hour. So I'm letting my phone charge. You're not gonna see me eat. I mean, y'all don't care about an egg roll. Y'all know what an egg roll look like. If you don't know, here you go. Let me give you the little YouTube hand. How they be doing it? Here's an egg roll. Yeah, so I have 2 egg rolls, nice and crispy, and my iced tea, and I'm just gonna chill for a little bit and then head back in to do my job, to do what I'm called. And just like that, am I oily? Oh yeah, child. Yes, and just like that, the day is over. It is 4:07. I'm just gonna show you guys what I meant by the afternoon rush. So as soon as I came back, I'm gonna show you the times. They might not all make sense, but you will notice that sometimes start at 2, then you have like the 10 o'clocks, because the thing is, since I have walk-in availability, they just plug them in at random times. So you'll see how many notes I have left to do for the end of the day. So everything you see here that's checked are notes that I've completed, and then these are the notes that I have left to do. Now, let me make sure I don't got the names here. So this is where, what time did I go to lunch? This was the last patient that I saw, I believe. And then from here on, let me just look at the screen. Yes. As soon as I came back, these are all the patients that I had to see afterwards. So now that it's 4:09. No. It's 4:25. I thought it was 4:09. Okay, let me get busy. I'm gonna go finish my notes because I'm really trying to leave here on time. My coworkers unfortunately had to flake on me. They really couldn't go to dinner, but I'm trying to see if I can meet up with somebody because I'm trying to be out. Okay, but I hope you guys enjoyed this day in the life. I hope it was informative. I hope it was interesting. I hope it answers your questions if you may have any. If I might have done something that you don't understand or you're a little bit, you know. Oh, FYI, people were like questioning this whole HIPAA thing the last time that I had my day in the life. HIPAA basically protects patients. If you are literally able to identify a patient by way of what I discussed here, then that's crazy. No patient's information have been, no personal information has been shared here. But yeah, regardless, if you have any questions, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And of course, if you see some questions that you can answer in the comments, you answer too. All right, so I'll see you later. Bye.